Alright guys, so this is going to be an update of, I guess, the process of ordering a brand new G80 M3. Right now I'm just basically, I have the production number, and to get allocation like we discussed in the last video, or in the last time I filmed about this topic, is very difficult, and the process does take a long time. Just because the current climate, chip shortages, there's a whole bunch of other factors out there. But right now I'm going to be looking online for, I think everybody in the forums is talking about the BMW Genius, and it's a number you can contact and kind of get more information about your build status, and also with a timeline on when the car is going to be ready. So right now I'm going to be calling the BMW Genius hotline, and hopefully this is the right one. I know somebody mentioned it on the forums before. I didn't copy the number down, but I looked up on Google and it came up as 844-443-6487. So right now is the whole process of waiting for an agent to get on the phone. I guess a lot of people are probably doing the same thing. Again, these delay process, it gets you anxious. I'm the type of person that when I want something, I want something now. I'm not really that patient, so we're gonna wait on the line and figure out exactly if they could give me an idea of when the production should start. I was originally told from Marcus that it should be starting in April, and then a completion date sometime in June or July. So he texted me actually yesterday and said that that was incorrect, and there's no definitive date yet for a start. But when you guys log into the BMW My Garage, for your car at least, you'll be able to see exactly a timeline of when your car is going into production, and also it allows you to track every step of the process. Just to give you an idea, I do have a production number. It does say on the tracking website that it is started, the order was received. The next step after that is scheduled for production. So that's what I'm hoping to get, so I can kind of gauge exactly when I'll be able to pick up the car. So I can kind of time right now when I'm parting out my F80 M3, also when I'm going to be listing for sale, and going from there, because I still want to drive the car, I still want to enjoy the car, but I want to get rid of it at the right time. So I will check in with you guys when they get on the line. Looks like BMW is calling me back, so let's answer it. Hello?
BMW Customer Relations. My name is Brian. Who am I speaking to today?
Hi Brian, my name is Kenneth. I was calling in.
How are you doing today?
Good, how are you doing, sir?
Doing great, thank you. And the phone number that you're calling me in on, is that your best phone number?
That's correct, sir.
Okay, cool. And how may I help you today?
Yeah, so I placed a order for I'm sure you guys get this call all the time. It's probably the hot topic. I placed an order for a brand new G80 M3, and my sales agent was able to tell me that it is in production, but he has no idea on when, I guess, I could be able to take delivery, or what the process is or timeline. I'm just trying to gauge it, so when it comes time to sell my current M3, I could kind of have a better idea.
Okay, well, let's see what we can do for you. What's the last 7 digits of the VIN of the vehicle, or the production number on the vehicle?
I have the production number. The production number is going to be...
Any production status updates that we give you are subject to change. Heaven knows everything in this world right now is subject to change, so we'll do what we can for you.
No, absolutely. And that's probably I've been reading that on the forums. I'm sure you guys get tons of phone calls about that daily. I'm just trying to figure out, when I should be, putting my car for sale, putting some of the parts back on, things like that.
And this is this is gonna be a new M3 going to Roadshow BMW?
Correct. I told the salesperson it's going to be a performance delivery pickup.
Okay, so it's not labeled as that as of yet, so just to let you know.
Would I have to let him know that to put that into the system?
They have to set that up. Yeah, they have to set that up.
Okay.
So, special request order has been received. So there's a special request order, but there is no production date let's see here. The first date possibly for production is going to be week 14 in April.
So that's the possible.
Pardon me?
That's possible, you said, right?
Yeah, because we don't have a scheduled production date yet for the vehicle.
Okay, yeah, that's what he said.
Is the first week of April. Yeah, production as of right now looks like it could start the first week of April-ish. And I have to qualify ish a lot because things can happen between now and then and back things up. And usually once we get a production date, and it's within I think a couple weeks of production date, generally those don't get moved at that time. But with all the supply chain issues in the world going on right now, there's still chances that the production will get delayed. So we don't have I have zero. I really don't have any idea when you can expect delivery of the vehicle without even being in production yet.
No, of course. I know he mentioned sometime it goes into production in April, but then he texted me, I believe, like 2 days ago and said that that was incorrect. There is no production date, but you're saying on your end it's a possible production date of, you say, week 14?
Yeah, so that'd be like the first week of April, possibly. But there's nothing that's not set for. It's not even says production date yet. I mean, there's just some kind of requested dates and stuff like that, and we're looking at around that date if they can get all the parts allocated for everything going ahead. And yeah.
Okay. And based on your, I guess, professional, dealing with this all the time, when do you think? From a good, if you would have to give a good guess, when do you think that, it would be delivered?
Oh, geez, so if it starts in April and nothing goes bad before then, best case scenario, I'm thinking mid-June or early July.
Okay, yeah, that's what he was guessing too, but I'm not sure if doing a performance.
It's way too early. Yeah, it's way too early for me to even really guess that.
Correct.
I just want to let you know that.
No, absolutely. I'm not taking anything in written in pen or anything like that. I'm just
right.
trying to gauge for myself and also to be able to understand when I need to make these moves for my current M3.
Right.
I know doing the performance delivery center, does that add any more delays or times to that, or?
I don't believe so. It'll go to the port in New Jersey or Washington D.C. And then it'll just get trucked down to the performance center in Spartanburg.
Okay.
So instead of over to Roadshow, wherever that is.
Yeah, Roadshow's in I believe in Tennessee. So.
Okay.
I'll talk. Yeah, so I'll reach out to him.
That's not a big difference in time wise.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll reach out to him because it has to show in your end, right? But it doesn't show there right now.
It doesn't show yet. I mean, it could still be too early to even worry for that yet. It just shows it's a special order request. It's on order. It's assigned to Roadshow, but it does not show yet the alternate ship place to the performance center yet. Could be still just because it's really new yet. It's still on the order stage.
Yeah, and basically, like I obviously I could look on my BMW garage and it says order received, and literally it was probably, I think I placed my deposit back in, I would say, the beginning of November or middle of November. So to get a production number, I think we got the production number about maybe 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. So possibly. So when it goes into the next stage, when it's a schedule for production, that could take anywhere from a couple weeks to a month from now.
It could. It could. I mean, that far out. I mean, we could still schedule it anytime. It still doesn't mean that it's a solid date.
Correct, and like you said earlier, all of that fluctuates because the supply chain and
so many fluctuations.
Yeah, I know there's chip shortages, shortage of raw materials, things like that. So That's totally understandable. I know with the current climate we're dealing with now is very difficult to gauge, and I've been seeing how some people were voicing their opinions on the forums and stuff. So, but I appreciate your time.
It was a little easier to nail things down, but these last 8 months has just been incredibly difficult.
And I heard it's been getting better, so I'm not sure if you have seen it on your end.
I think so, but I only hear about the bad things, so I don't hear a lot about the really good ones.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys hear the complaints.
About the chip shortages and stuff like that, or the vessel shortages, or trucking companies not delivering the vehicle on time. I hear all the bad things generally.
Yeah, and that's what usually happens with customer service, and unfortunately you got to deal with that. But no, and hopefully I could be a success story, but you know, hopefully everything goes smoothly where it's not a pain. But I definitely appreciate you answering my questions. Obviously, ordering. I've ordered a F30 before, a 3 Series back in the day, but never ordered an M car brand new. So to be able to be in that position, I'm obviously really excited to go through that process. So I was just curious on the date wise, but yeah, no, I'm excited about this.
Yeah, I can tell obviously, and that's gonna be a really cool color on this car. So that's gonna be really cool. So if you want, you're more than welcome to check in with us. We do love talking to customers about the tracking of their vehicles because it does break up some of those cars with the manufacturer defects or warranty issues or recalls that are not so happy customers. So we love talking to customers like you who are excited about a new vehicle.
Appreciate it. And also, I noticed too on the build sheet, this vehicle will be equipped with the 50th anniversary, I guess, decals and emblems.
Wow. Okay.
Does that technically
I
mean?
don't know that.
Okay. Does that technically mean it's going to be a 2023 vehicle or?
No, it's going to be 22.
Okay, a 22 vehicle. Yeah, it says on the when you look at the standard features, it says BMW 50th years emblem, so it's gonna have those emblems on there. Great. I appreciate your time, and I'm sure you have a whole bunch of other calls to call in about people complaining.
142 in the queue, so yeah, we'll be here for a while.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate your time. I appreciate it, and have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, so basically I got no information, but it was nice talking to somebody on the back end about just the car in general. I'm really excited to talk about it. I really can't talk to anybody else about it but the camera right here and also some people that work for the company. I've been trying to keep this as a secret, but as I see friends purchasing or even taking allocations or even taking delivery of their car, for example, Mahir just picked up, I think yesterday, was his speed yellow G80 M3, and I didn't see it in person, but seeing it on IGTV Live that Miguel went on, it looked really good. You know, people have changed their minds about the grill, and changing their minds about the grill has been a big thing, which is making it harder for people to get an allocation, number one, and also making me more excited to get this car. I really think that this car is going to be a really impressive car, especially for the channel. And it's going to suck getting rid of the G80. I'm sorry, the F80. It's going to suck really getting rid of the F80. F80's been with me since this channel has started, but I really think it's time for me to move on. And it's going to be a good transition. But as you can see, I'm very excited to talk to people at BMW about the car. I'm telling you, the color, I'm not going to tell you the color yet, which I'm going to have to bleep out a lot of the other stuff from before. I think it's going to look amazing on the car. I think it's a loud color, and it's going to be a color that I love it. So I've seen it in person, I know the color, and that's it. So I don't know how these videos are going to start or end or how it's going to take place. But as you can tell, the people inquiring about their M cars or their cars in general are about like 140 deep on the queue. So on the queue, people waiting online. As you can see, this video is pretty raw. There's really no crazy cinematics or anything like that. it's just basically the true emotions of going through the buying process of a brand new G80 M3. And like I said, I'm gonna take you guys throughout the process and document it, and also document it for myself, because this is a big step for me, and also a milestone, I guess you could say, because it's pretty crazy, and I'm happy to take you guys along the journey. I think the main thing is to be able to show you guys the process, and to show you and hopefully give you guys some insight, because if you guys end up ordering your car, whether it's a M3, M4, 3 Series, 1 Series, or 2 Series, whatever they have going on. No 1 Series, they don't have that anymore, but 2 Series and stuff like that. I want you guys to be able to see the process, know what to expect, but all that could change, because we live in a really unique time where a lot of things that hasn't happened is very unprecedented. So to be able to go through this process, I'm thankful and I'm excited. So I don't know how this video or video series is gonna be going, but I think it's gonna be good to be able to show you guys the raw feeling of each process. So other than that, I want to thank you guys for watching this segment of the video, and I'll check you guys on the next one.